In the sleepy coastal town of Brookhaven, nothing much ever happened. That's why, when 28-year-old Emily Carter moved into an old Victorian on Hawthorne Street, she thought she was starting a peaceful new life. But within weeks, her dream home would become the scene of a discovery so disturbing it would haunt the entire town. Emily was a newcomer, polite, soft-spoken, and eager to settle into the rhythm of small-town life. She spent her days working remotely as a graphic designer and her evenings fixing up the charming, if slightly worn, house she'd bought at a bargain. Locals said it had history, though no one ever explained exactly what that meant. It began with the noises. Late at night, Emily would hear faint scratching beneath her bedroom floor, short bursts that stopped the moment she moved. Friends teased her about raccoons or rats, but the pattern was too deliberate. Then came the smell, metallic, sour, the kind of odor that clung to the back of your throat. One evening, she noticed a loose floorboard beside her bed. It didn't match the others' newer wood, uneven nails. Emily called local handyman Pete Hargrove to check it out. As Pete pried the board up, the air grew thick, heavy. Beneath the planks was a shallow cavity. Inside, wrapped in a mildewed tarp, was a small wooden chest. Pete hesitated before opening it. Emily would never forget the moment the lid creaked back. Inside were bones, small, fragile, human. Police sealed off the house within hours. Forensic experts confirmed the remains belonged to a child, a girl between 6 and 8 years old. Cause of death: blunt force trauma to the skull. Digging into the house's history, detectives discovered it once belonged to Margaret Doyle, a widow known for keeping to herself. In the late 1990s, Margaret told neighbors her young daughter Sophie had run away. No one had questioned her. After all, Brookhaven was the kind of town where you took people at their word. The autopsy results raised an unsettling question. If Sophie had been Margaret's daughter, why was there no birth certificate? Records showed nothing, no hospital files, no adoption papers. Investigators tracked down distant relatives, and that's when the chilling truth came out. Sophie wasn't Margaret's daughter at all. She was the child of Margaret's younger sister, a woman who had shown up at the house one night in 1994, battered and terrified, fleeing an abusive partner. The sister left Sophie in Margaret's care just for a while. Weeks later, she disappeared without a trace. Sophie vanished soon after. Margaret told everyone she had sent Sophie to live with other relatives, but no one had seen the little girl again. Police now believe Margaret killed both her sister and Sophie. The sister's body was never found, but Sophie's had been hidden under the floorboards for nearly 2 decades, directly beneath where Emily slept. Margaret had died years earlier, taking the location of the second body to her grave. Emily moved out immediately, unable to live in a home that had concealed such horror. The Doyle house still sits abandoned, its windows boarded, the air heavy with the weight of unanswered questions. And in Brookhaven, people still talk about it. Not just because of the bones, but because the truth about Margaret Doyle destroyed something deeper. Proved that sometimes evil doesn't come from strangers in the dark. Sometimes it lives right under your floorboards.